Well, I say good morning from the Philippines to everybody. Well, this video is not really so much about the Philippines, not about the Philippines at all. You know, I'm just talking to my fellow Americans, and I'm pretty excited with the election coming up. So I'm going to just say my little piece of what I believe, and you can feel the comment as you please. You hear the two parties and especially the Republican Party, always trying to talk about God and our Constitution and all that. And Americans don't understand. If you actually look at the Constitution, the U.S. wasn't built, wasn't formed, and created based on religion. It was created based on freedom of religion. I am a religious person, but I truly believe of the separation of church and state because there's a reason for that. And yes, I am retired military too. I served 42 years totally with active service and working as an Army civilian for the U.S. government. So I don't care what somebody's religion is. It don't bother me. I've been a lot of places where religion is used as a weapon to keep everybody in line. And I believe people should have the freedom to do what they want to. The U.S. used to be a very free place, but you can say since 9/11, we gave up a lot of our freedoms, a lot. And I slowly start to notice that we ain't so free to do what we want to anymore. Everybody wants everyone else to do what they want. And that's bullshit. The U.S. wasn't built on that. And like I said, pull up the Constitution on your computer and just put church or religion in there. Comes up only one time. The Constitution talks about what the government will do for the people, not what the people will do for the government. You know, that's what it talks about. And folks are trying to make you believe something else. The government should stick to what it's supposed to do. Government should be keeping the lights on, security, with the police, making sure we got clean drinking water, of course protecting the borders. But it shouldn't be telling me who I need to pray for and all of that. No, that ain't the government business. Stay the hell out of that. You know, we get in a sorry ass fight every year during Christmas time whether we should put up a Christmas tree here or there. That's bullshit. If you're an atheist, I don't give a shit. But you still believe in something, you believe in nothing. And that's fine. Whether you're Catholic, Protestant, Muslim, a Buddhist, whatever. But it shouldn't be forced upon anybody. Government should stay out of that. Government can't make you be good. It's supposed to make you abide by the laws. So it's a civil society and not chaos. But it really should stay out of all of that. And people who preaching on we should be a country based on religion, you need to go live in a country based on religion and see what they make you do. Like the Philippines. It's a country based on religion. It's some strange things that happen in these religious countries. And I've been in Arab countries. Oh, totally different there. And sometimes I think the U.S. is getting to just like the Muslim have their Sharia laws. You break a law, you get your hand cut off. I often said a while back, we're going to have a version of so-called Christian laws just like that. Laws that are based on religion. No, that's wrong. You are getting away from what made the U.S. so unique. But you want to be like every other country in the world. Why are we copying other people? You want to be like religion is first. It's not. It's just like English is not really our official language. You know? Go down to the southern states and you'll see. Go to Texas and stuff. You don't speak Spanish, you get to El Paso. Beautiful place. Been there for training a couple times. Even government jobs. On the application, you got to speak Spanish. So all of you telling people to go back to where they come from is a bunch of BS. You know, the original people, the Indians and the Mexicans, they were already there. So where are you gonna tell them to go back to? There. They're like, shit, I'm where I'm supposed to be. You're the foreigner. People don't even realize when the U.S. was formed, Indians, the laws that were set back then made the American Indians immigrants. It's crazy, right? But it made them immigrants. And it was like, I don't know, before 1950 or whatever, they passed the law saying, okay, they are also citizens too. That's a bunch of BS also. But in this election, I think is very important. And yes, I'm for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz 100%, because watching the stuff that happened over the past few years, especially with the Trump administration, I was in Afghanistan watching the riots, and we had to stop working. We couldn't believe what we were seeing with our eyes. You know, I set out the pandemic in Afghanistan, in the war zone. And for those of you who don't know it, who are too lazy to look up history, Trump closed Afghanistan December 2019. He made that speech because he was trying to win the election, that he's going to close Afghanistan. I was there, shocked all of us. We said, what the fuck is this? And it sent ripples through everybody there. In the timeline he gave to do it, like we had 14 months. 14 months to move a city is not a long time. And the Taliban didn't have to give up nothing. So most Americans got short-term memory and don't even know how Afghanistan closed down. Yep, Trump did it. Trump gave away the farm. That put so much pressure on us because you know, I was there, the unit I was with, we own all the equipment in Afghanistan. For example, when a combat unit came into theater, we had big warehouses. We gave them everything they needed to fight. The vehicles, the beans, and the bullets. We owned everything there. That was a massive operation to shut down. And then, of course, he lost the election. And Biden, because he made that agreement with the Taliban, who didn't have to give up no concession. That was a crazy shit. And Biden could have went against what Trump said, but then we would have really had to do some fighting. Plus, Trump pulled all the soldiers out. I was in Bagram. He left us fucking vulnerable. We had to get, I think it was Bosnian troops. We had to get NATO troops to come into base to help with security. And you know, before we had a lot of African troops and they got rid of them first, and that was crazy because they were protecting the inner perimeter. The Americans was fighting outside. And fucking Trump, even during Christmas of 2020, announced on TV that he was going to bring so many troops home and we're only going to have 2,500 in Afghanistan. It's like, yeah, great. Go ahead, tell the enemy how many we got. So the Biden administration tried to renegotiate a longer term till like January of 2022. Taliban said, no, your previous president said you will be out on the 1st of like May or the 1st of June. So the Taliban did keep one agreement they didn't send too many rockets in on us. So we had a pretty good time between, like, I think in March, when they finally decided that they're going to wait and see whether we leave. As a reminder, we got like 23 rockets shot on the base that morning. But then it was okay. Wasn't really too many walking around. So for the next, you could say, 9 months or so, it was okay being there. There was a few groups they said that they couldn't control. They shot a rocket in every now and then. So we got maybe 1 or 2 a month compared to like 30 or 40 every month. So that was the only thing that helped. But that also served another purpose. It let the Taliban gather a lot of forces around all the army bases or all the NATO bases we had. So pretty much come 2021, they had every base around there surrounded. And we knew that. Every base was going to be like a shooting gallery, which we're all surrounded, little dot in the middle. They would just lob missiles in from 25,000 directions. And it was it was really an uneasy feeling. But now you hear Trump on TV talking about the disaster pullout in Afghanistan, and he says something like he's going to make, when he's elected, he's going to make all the top generals resign. He should be the first motherfucker resigning, because that's the deal he signed. And it made us rush. Do you know that we cut up brand new vehicle that cost like almost $1 million to make, threw the metal on a scrap pile to be sold, because there wasn't enough time to move out of there. Because like I said, it's like moving a city. It takes a lot to move a city in 14 months. So basically the only thing we could do is get rid of when it got down to it, to get rid of the sensitive items. You couldn't let that fall in their hands. All them vehicles that we had, very nice vans and stuff, of course, they were just rented from a contractor. Yeah, all that shit was left. That wasn't important. And we left a lot of stuff there. Like, for example, I seen a truck, they pulled out all the hard drives. The whole bed of the pickup truck was full of nothing but hard drives. They just took them, burned them, crushed them, because we couldn't take them all. So there's some computers, monitors, a whole lot of shit. We had to pull down every sign off everything in the base to make the base sterile, because they would misinterpret anything when the Taliban finally took over. And yeah, we left a lot of equipment, not like people think that we left all the ammunition and bullets and top secret radios. That's bullshit. That's a bunch of bullshit, because I was there. So I'm just saying, this election, I think, is very important. All elections are important. Some seem a little bit more important, because I don't want to go back to that chaos that the Trump administration had. You can see they were all prima donnas it's just like in third world countries. The best job to have is a top government job, because you literally can do whatever you want to do, and you could get all your family jobs, no matter how qualified, ill-qualified they are, you can put all of them in charge. That's what happens here. And those are not your best and brightest to put in charge of stuff. And he's been a few other places. He's seen how that worked, and so he wanted to do the same thing, make a dynasty. So yeah, if y'all want to go backwards, vote for Trump. Go backwards. Go into the hate, the division. I often said in the U.S., we might just have that civil war again. Because he is the prime cheerleader for all that stuff. And I heard a lot of it. And, it's like they say, the Republicans would try to make you disbelieve what you know or what you see with your own eyes. Oh no, you didn't see that. This is really what you saw. It's like, you fucking crazy. But it works. I had a lot of my friends who I have a lot of respect to thought they were very smart, and they would go like, especially with Facebook posts. I hate political shit on my Facebook page. I said, that story is false that you're posting. And the comment I got from a few people was, well, I don't know what to believe. Well, if you're going to see a fucking insane story, at least copy the headlines, paste it in an internet search engine, and it's going to tell you right away whether the story is fake. But most people don't believe. I can't believe people think everything they see on Facebook is real. But I did see a report that said that they did a survey, whoever it was, I don't know. But they said they found that 62% of people using Facebook believe that the stories they see on there is true. It's like, oh my God, what kind of nation do we have? But you can see, you got one news outlet, Fox News, just spews out, and I'm gonna say it like this, bullshit. And it's funny, I used to like to watch Fox News, but this was years ago, because they told you on a lot of stuff, and I like following, I like listening to the commentary. It wasn't so bitter and so divisive. It was regular news, even though it was from the Republican side. But as time went on, it just got like, there's no news reported on Fox. Even Rush Limbaugh, back in the day, I used to listen to his commentary, especially in the old days in Germany. We didn't have American TV, and TV didn't stay on long. So TV would go off at 10 o'clock at night. And there came radio, and used to listen to a lot of his commentary until he went insane too. And it's like I could see how people views and stuff change, but oh my God, you're talking about what a drastic change, that it just became bitter. Politics became crazy. And I think it all, for me, I look back to when Bill Clinton became president, which I loved him there. When he defeated Bush Sr., Bob Dole was so pissed off, and he said he promised to fight President Clinton every step of the way. And that's where a lot of stuff started there. Newt Gingrich added it into it. And that's when stuff started really getting personal between politicians. And I was like, oh my God. But we were rich, fat, dumb, and happy during the Clinton era. Clinton made a lot of people rich because our economy was fantastic. Then after that came Bush, and it just, well, a lot of things happened. And then who else threw a lot of gasoline on the fire? Sarah Palin. Oh my goodness. She really started a lot of the hatred with posting those bullseyes over politicians on their map until that lady in Arizona in Guilford got shot. You can see the progress of how that just became so bad, and you could hear the racist undertones to where when Barack Obama was running, it just got crazier and crazier. But I was so happy he won, and I voted for him too. And to where it just spiraled into this chaos we have now. When Trump started running, basically how we see it, Trump really opened the door and gave every racist, you can say, power. of speech to, they didn't have to hide no more. They could come right out. I know I went through a lot of that shit in Kentucky. Like I'll tell people, I never talk about religion and politics in a bar. Not in a state like Kentucky. You know, everybody carries a gun. Even though the laws may say if you got a gun on you, you can't be drinking alcohol. You see people fucked up from the flow up with a gun on the hip, sometimes even cocked. A friend of mine's had to go up to a guy and touch him slowly, say, "Hey man, your gun is cocked," and he was drunk. Somebody bump into you, that thing gonna go off and shoot you. You know, you're gonna shoot yourself in the leg. He's like, "Yeah, no, I just keep it always ready." That's fucking crazy. But yeah, and bless their heart, they love Trump there. I was like, Trump ain't gonna do shit for you. You know, Trump ain't gonna do a goddamn thing for you. He's gonna tell you a whole bunch of bullshit. And there's a lot of poor people there that follow him. Like I told somebody, you know, it's like Trump's gonna get rid of Obamacare. I said, "Do you have health insurance?" "No." I said, "I'm retired military. I got health insurance." I said, "I hope you get sick with something very serious and it's very expensive because your dumb ass voting to get rid of something that President Obama is trying to give you, and you working as a waitress or something in a fast food chain, and you know, and you're gonna have no way to pay for it." Boy, that lady looked at me and said, "That's awful mean for you to say that." I said, "He got you so believing, all of you guys, that no, we don't need that health care. You know, I'll just spend for it." I seen many people having to go to work, injured, hurt, limping, but they couldn't afford to take off work. They didn't have no health insurance to go to the doctor. They didn't have the money to pay the doctor. So they would just take a bunch of painkillers and, you know, trying to heal while on the move, which is rough. I think that's crazy. But that's what I seen there. And I was like, boy, this guy got y'all fooled. But anyway, I hope the right thing happens. Harris and Walz win this election by a landslide, that America finally wakes up and sees that we don't want to go back to that era. And people around the world think, you know, when they elected Trump, a lot of people said Americans done lost their mind. That's what they said. Y'all. And they are wondering too, like, how in the hell does somebody who's been convicted of all that shit gets to run for president? Well, I tell them simple. If you have the right party behind you, which he does, who will ignore everything because they're drunk on power too. If your party backs you 100%, you can do anything you want. And that's what the Republican Party did for him. They didn't care what he did because they were in charge. So you know, even though he got impeached twice, Republicans stopped the punishment phase because only Congress can hand down a punishment on the president. They said, okay, yeah, y'all can impeach him, but that's it. So if your party backs you, do any fucking thing you want to. And they let that guy do anything he wanted to. That's why he was able to do it. He had people that enabled him, that had his back. Years ago, the party would have never done that. But if you want to maintain power, you overlook things. And that's what they did. It'd be something to see history, how it looks back at that time, and see that those are some dark days. But like I said, or someone famous said, I don't remember, you know, Our democracy has been going for a long time, but people don't realize it's fragile. It only takes a couple hours to destroy it. Something that's been going for a couple centuries, oh yeah, it can be torn down in a very short time. And we're coming very close to tearing our own democracy down. It don't take very long. It just takes a couple things to happen. And we're back in the Stone Age, starting all over again. Because ain't nothing meant to last forever. And that's why we're slowly, my fear is slowly seeing the U.S. really turn like a lot of these other countries are, to where only the privileged, the rich, the powerful have the say so. Everybody else is just slaves or worker bees. And you would turn on your own in order to be part of that class. It's kind of how it is here too. So, America, wake up. That guy don't give a shit about you. He gonna say and do anything, and people are easily influenced. Easily influenced, and folks are too lazy to research anything. I often do. I see some stories and I like, well, that can't be true. But sometimes I'm surprised, oh, it is. But they love to just post stuff. That's why I don't really look at Facebook too much. I have an account. I want to delete it so bad. But it's the way my family can stay in touch. It's just a bunch of BS. Facebook itself is a terrific idea. It lets you stay in contact and whatever. But people use it to air their dirty laundry, to talk about folks, to spread rumors, to make somebody jealous. So anything good can be used for something bad. So it's all on the user operator. So that's my political views. I'm a little long-winded here in the Philippines. It's morning time. 10 minutes to 9 a.m. So I just had a couple cups of coffee. I'll have one more, and I need to do something productive for this day for me. So anyway, that's my opinion. I know it's a lot of rambling, but I just wanted to get that off my chest. And those my political views. So I'm going to steal a little title from this guy in Texas. I love his comment to say that I'm a little blue dot in the Philippines. Y'all have a wonderful day now. Vote for Harris and Walz. Bye now.